What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Pretty Conspiracy Row, Pretty and Co Row. And I couldn't sleep. I woke up hot and sweating and stuff. So just smoked a little bit. And I decided to come on and make this video about Kanye and give my thoughts on it because I haven't previously spoken on the situation. I kind of just been sitting back watching it. Some things I speak on, some things I don't, some things I kind of just it just all depends on what I want to give my energy to. At this point, I feel like, let me come out and speak on it. So Kanye West, I feel like this is definitely a ritual going on with Kanye West. Some kind of Jesus ritual because he's always likened himself to Jesus Christ or to some kind of savior or some kind of Christ figure, some kind of he's going through some kind of public sacrifice, some kind of public shaming. He's being crucified, he's being hung on the cross, he's being stripped, with the PTB. We see a lot of different rituals, especially lately. And I'll say the most recent one had to been another one that was recent that was really different had to be the Travis Scott situation. It wasn't just like a normal, oh, you take out somebody in your family. It's like, okay, wait. They starting to get creative. They starting to take, find more and different ways to shame them or to have them give up souls or collect souls for them. But anyway, that was just what was on my mind real quick. Let me jump into what I had actually wrote down, because I wrote down a couple of different perspectives. Let's see what y'all think about it. I don't want this to be long, but Ye is an interesting person. He's a Gemini and air sign. Words and creativity is where he thrives at. So nothing he does or says is just because. Even with his fashion, it's like a window into the mind of Ye. He's using these tools to bring us into his world, a little peekaboo into his brain. Because he think that we don't have the ability to think like him. So he's dropping us little hints and stuff. Now, he been told us he was a slave, though. Through his clothing line, little by little, he been telling us how trapped and enslaved he was. He came out and said slavery was a choice. Maybe he was talking about his own enslavement as well. Was this his way of choosing not to be a slave? Like in that moment when he said slavery was a choice, was his choice to no longer be a slave? I see a lot of people saying, it's a lot of people talking about the things he lost. But what if the thing that he gained was something more than money could buy? Or, I'm sorry, something that money couldn't buy. If that was the case, if that's what he's after, then okay, hopefully this isn't some failed publicity stunt and him testing how much backlash he would get and how much he could actually receive. Now, without getting canceled or whatnot. And it's just backfiring on him now. And, now he's starting to just fumble his bag. Hopefully that's not what's going on. But as far as the White Lives Matter shirts, he definitely triggered, the George Floyd comments, I'm like, at this point, is this some kind of marketing scheme? Like you keep referring back to Candace Owens' documentary as your main source. So, and I'm like, okay. I thought it was just all marketing. Then he came out speaking on, the PCB. So then he really threw me for a loop because I'm like, what is he actually trying to do? Like, is dude just, being a crash dummy right now? Like, what's going on? Because in one breath you saying like, we are the Jews and this, that, and the third. And then in the second breath you like, you shitting on us too. But anyway, I said what we need to pay attention to is how far they are willing to go over his comments. They are literally exposing themselves as the get along gang, right? Shout out to Kwame Brown. Like everyone who's just popping out, I stand with this community, you know, even though it was crickets when it was the black community, everyone who's just popping out, like that's the people we talk about. They are a part of the group. They went through the door, as Hassan Campbell would say. Those are the people showing their solidarity, showing their loyalty. That's them showing they in that moment, showing them like, oh, I'm not on what he on. They have to do that, just like they have to do these rituals, and just like they have to do these sacrifices of themselves and others. Like a lot of people was talking about when Dolph God died, like in his son talking to my scale, like he said, if I sacrifice myself, will I go to hell, right? So is sacrificing yourself an option? So is a public sacrifice an option? You know, like, I just feel like they have, like, levels to it. Like, maybe when you get, like, as deep as a Kanye West, you don't necessarily have to sacrifice yourself, literally, you know? But anyways, let me see what else I had on here. So, yeah, so they hopping out saying, you know, like, I stand with that community, and, you know, like, that's their way of showing their loyalty to their bosses. Now, when he came out and he said slavery was a choice, I didn't see anybody standing with the black community. Nobody popped out and said nothing, y'all. But if he would have said the Holocaust was a choice, he would have been canceled way back when. That's the part that fucking kills me. And I do think though, they're using the news of him being canceled, like, oh, he's losing these deals. Like, they're trying to magnify that. Like, the deals that he's losing is probably not even that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't came out and said nothing, but, or he did come out and say something. He didn't seem bothered at all. That's what I'm saying. Like, it don't seem like they talk about, oh, he's not a billionaire. What if he was never a billionaire to begin with? But anyway, they trying to use the news of him being canceled to overshadow his actual comments. Like, they making a story about everything he lost, which they magnifying his losses so that they can shift the focus off of what he actually said. So now the story is no longer, oh, Kanye West said this, that, and the third about their community. Now the story becomes, oh, Kanye West losing deals, Kanye West losing deals. Now that's what we see every day. That's their way of getting that off our minds and out of our faces, you know, and out the news. Which is crazy. They just waved their magic wand, you know. Like, that just really stood out to me. They shifted the angle. They made us shift our focus. They created a new angle for us to pay attention to. All right, let's talk a little bit deeper conspiracy. No matter how we look at it, though, Kanye West is still one of them. What if this was all set up for a bigger purpose? Like I said, Ye is a Gemini. He's an air sign known for public outbursts earlier in his career. So maybe they took that and they're like, okay, we can use this, right? The powers that be, or whoever you want to call them, they plan for this to go down. Just like this, you know, make him the public sacrifice, like Jesus. Ye is the goat on the altar. Like, what if this was his role to be made an example out of? What if he knows and is going along with it because not even real? Hold on, y'all, I can't even see what that. Oh, going along with it because it's not even real. Just being broadcast out there to put our black ass in place. Since everybody want to be conscious now and speak out, look what they did to the richest black man in America. So, y'all, maybe this is some kind of scare tactic. they setting the bar for punishment for anyone who speak out against them very high. Like, they literally conditioning other people who don't even know what that word is, who don't even know what it is to be anti-Semitic. They conditioning them to respond to it a certain kind of way, and without having a full understanding of what it is and who are the Semites, or I don't know what you would call it or whatever. You know, they might even have a hate crime bill coming next. Like, in the deepest part of my heart, I do feel like this is a ritual, a public sacrifice, shaming ritual, where he's being stripped to possibly be made whole again. Or maybe this is just how far his character goes and his service is no longer needed. Tell me what y'all think, or whatever. That's all I wrote. But yeah, I'm just gonna stop it here. Tell me what y'all think down in the comments. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, y'all. And I'll talk to y'all later.